These are some big 220 volt plugs, and I found these in a bin at the scrap dealers, and you can see all the brass ends on them and then the copper wire underneath there. And these are all junk. They actually lower the value of your wire if you leave the plug on. So these have all been cut off to increase the value. But there's still a lot of metal in these plugs. Here's a female one. We're going to bust that open. Here's a big honking plug. So we're going to run these through the hammer mill, see if we can blow up all this rubber and plastic on here, get all the copper and brass out of them, and then you can recover the value out of all these plugs that would otherwise just be thrown away, or you'd get penalized for leaving them on your wire. So I ran a couple, 3 or 4 plugs through there, and you can see here's the rubber part. After the brass and copper's been all busted up, this had a little steel fitting on the bottom. Here's all the wire we got out of it. There's a piece that still has the brass prong on it. And then here's the brass prongs out of all of those plugs. These ones have a little copper fitting on them, a little screw there. You just unscrew that and get the copper out. This is at 2-inch bar spacing out the bottom of the hammer mill, and I think it was too big. It took me a couple times of running these plugs through to get the copper knocked out. I'm going to save these smaller plugs, and I'm going to make a video. I'm going to redo the bar spacing in the hammer mill down to about 1 inch, so that we only have to run these through one time and I don't have to keep. So here's one that I tried to run through, and it just slips right through the 2-inch bar spacing. It's not, the bars aren't tight enough together to get it to all liberate. So I'm going to make another video here in a little while and redo the bars down to about 1 inch and see if that gives us better liberation on some of these plugs. But you can still see the idea. I think the idea is still sound. You get your clean brass, your copper wire, and your junk. And there's quite a bit of weight here in these brass prongs and this copper wire. These things really don't weigh all that much, so there's lots of non-ferrous metal in those plugs. If you can get a bunch of them and liberate all the metals in there, I think it's really worthwhile. So thanks for watching, and check back later for more videos.